Hello, this is London Abyss, and today I want to talk about Kelpy James again. Like I mentioned before, she's an overall great character, and she could basically be slotted into any team. Now, moving on to that, I want to talk about my three favorite teams that I slot her in, and inside those three teams, she has a role that she plays. So one role she plays is utility / support. Another role she's doing sub DPS, the AoE damage dealer. And then the last role I have her as my main DPS, so she's dishing out all the damage. Now, let's jump right into those three teams. So the first team is going to be Khalipe, Olea, and Barrel. So the idea around this team is based on this card right here, Will of Light. Activate the retain effect of all cards in hand. And then on top of that, we also have Barrel card, Barrel's Epiphany card. Activate retain effects on all cards in hand. So the idea behind this team is we're going all in on retain. And then we have, so if you have Kelpy, her base kit doesn't have any retain, doesn't benefit from activating retains in hand until you get epiphanies right here. A shield, and then you also have the one that gives vulture ejection damage, which is retain plus 60% damage to vulture ejection. Now she has cards that benefit from activating the retain effect in hand. So in this team, she is playing that support / tank role, because every time we activate the retain effect, we're getting shielding, and then we also get a little bit of damage by boosting up vulture ejection. But most of the time, vulture ejection is going to be quite big because we're not going to be using vulture ejection. And if Great Sword Aquila is in our hand, we're really boosting the damage up by a lot. And the save data, so I did test out the team because I wanted to see how well it works out. Her deck is very small. But this deck actually, we wasn't able to get the shielding, the retain effect for the shielding. We did get the damage one, but we didn't get the shielding. But it kind of worked out because her role was to be a tank and to just support. And as you can see, every time we use this, we're getting 4 fortitude. And then we also have overpower that gave me fortitude. So she's just a massive tank on this team, and she did her job quite well. If you want to see the team, I did live stream my first run with it. It should be yesterday. So if you want to check out that live stream on my channel, you can be able to check it out and see the run for yourself. It was quite a fun run. It got quite hectic at the end if you check it out. So I don't want to spoil it, but you will see. Now, on top of that, on this team, Olea could actually benefit from this, and she does a lot in this retained team, mainly because of her creation cards. So we go over to her creation cards. Right here, she has Softy, Swifty, and Tufty, but I'm pretty sure she has more. Where are they? Right here. Well, they're just the evolved versions. But in this team, I realized that you could really stack up Swifty to just do a lot of burst damage. And she and Barrel just did so well in this team. It's just huge burst damage out of nowhere because we're just stacking up this retained damage constantly. And like, since Khalipe gives a lot of shielding, and also Olea gives a decent amount of healing and shielding because of her retained effects, you're just able to just boost up her damage, her Swifty damage, and then boost up Barrel charge shot and just do massive damage in like one turn. So that was the idea of that team, and it really worked quite well. Now, my second team, where Kelpy is the sub DPS, I kind of talked about this team already. It is Kelpy, Harlu, and Mika. So Harlu is an amazing character for dishing out single target damage. Although she do have some AoE right here, but her anchor shot just does massive damage. So Kelpy role in this team was sub DPS. As Kelpy has a lot of 2-cost cards, she's able to trigger vulture ejection multiple times. So we come over here, I was able to, it's not this one. It's this save data. I wanted 2 vulture ejection because I wanted more of this because she is my AoE damage. Because Harlu doesn't do a lot of AoE damage. So I needed Kelpy for that sub DPS to pick up that slack that Harlu is missing out on. And with 2 Vulture Ejection, I usually have these in my hand, so whenever I need that AoE damage, I could get that AoE damage. Plus I also have Graceful Aquila. If I need that little bit extra damage, I could use Graceful Aquila, which I could use basically 3 times in a row because of Retrieve 3. Now Mika job, everyone using Mika. She's just a great healer and she provides a lot of AP. Since both of the characters have a lot of high cost cards, the extra AP really works out quite well. Now, moving on to the final team where I have Kelpy as my main DPS. That team is Kelpy, Maribel, and Mika. And the reason why I'm using Mika is because she's a great sustain. Maribel is a great also for sustain because since Kelpy is my damage dealer, I'm not going to be focusing on Kelpy's shielding, and I'm not going to be focused on her shielding effects or some of her supporting abilities. I'm just going to try to go for big damage. Maribel's job was to be tanky and also do a little bit of single target damage with the counter attacking. Mika's provided the healing and some AP, and then Kelpy just did all the damage, and that build is right here. In this build, I did have extra Vulture Ejection and an extra Graceful Aquila because I needed more copies of her damage dealing cards, but since there is a save data cap, I wasn't able to get those cards saved. It got deleted out of the deck, sadly enough. But overall, this build still does a lot of damage. We use Vulture Ejection. We have the shield effect. I didn't go for damage on this because I had an extra copy, and I'm pretty sure the extra copy had the damage effects. It actually had the divine damage effect, and it didn't get saved, which kind of sucked because I had 2 different epiphanies on them, but I only got the defensive one. So, and then we also have this one that boosts the Vulture Ejection. So I had 2 copies of this, and then I had 2 copies of this, and I was just stacking up a lot of damage with Vulture Ejection, and then they just do massive AoE damage. But save data RNG, and that sucked, and I lost them. So those are my 3 favorite teams as of right now, and like those are the teams I used Kelpy in, and they've been super fun. By tomorrow, I will be dropping another video with the new setup because I really like the idea of Kelpy, Olea, Barrel. So I'll be dropping a run tomorrow, taking them through the chaos zone. I actually will be hitting level 40 by tomorrow also, so I might take them into the 0 system and show them off there also. So that's basically my 3 favorite teams. Please leave your teams down below. Tell me about some of the teams that you use. Tell me what teams I should check out with them. Like, have you found some crazy synergy with Kelpy that I have not found out? Let me know. I am down to test more teams with Kelpy. Always down to try out something fun and new. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and tell me if you test out the teams. See how well they work together, see the synergies, and tell me how much fun that you had and how well did the team do. Thanks for watching. Peace out.